Greetings, esteemed viewers. Welcome to part 5 of Cave Story. In this part, I climbed some stairs, and it's super interesting. But we did get one of the best weapons in the game for like spamming close range combat. We got King's Sword, which it does a lot of damage without
it's
usually.
also apparently magic.
Yeah, like you can throw it and it explodes, and then you get it again. It's like an invisible boomerang. But I had to guess the thing. It does it's one of the weapons that does the most damage per hit in the game. And it's basically limited. If you're close to an enemy, it's limited by how quickly you can press the button. So once you level it up to level 2, and you can press a button really fast. It can get really good. And
Really,
this is
Brian?
why that right there,
Really?
that right there, that's why I hate this room. Because you can lose all your progress in one fell swoop, and then you have the freaking floaty momentum jump physics.
So now I'm reminded of the. I don't know if any of you have ever played Maple Story, but there's like these platforming sections. And holy crap, that game was not designed for precision platforming.
I would argue that this game really isn't either. Just because of how the physics work. If you tweaked it just a little bit and made it so it wasn't so fucking difficult to get quote to stop. By the way.
Okay, Brian, you've studied physics. How difficult is it to stop?
Well, it depends on your mass.
When you're jumping with forward momentum.
It depends on your mass.
It takes a little bit to stop.
Yes, it does. I'm not saying you shouldn't have inertia. Like, inertia is like the first.
Realism sometimes sucks in games.
Like,
No,
but
no,
I don't think it's even.
I'm just going Brian on him.
I
Because
don't even think it's
every
realism
game
though,
that's
'cause
had it, he's complained about it having it.
he's not that big though. Like, I don't think he has enough mass to justify it being so
Okay,
difficult for
Brian.
him to slow down.
Have you ever done a running jump?
Yeah, but I also don't float for 3 seconds when I end up jumping, and I don't have a jetpack yet, so that goes out the window.
I'm just saying that you should just stop complaining about something that makes sense and get good.
Well, the character's jump in this game is kind of floaty.
Thank you, Chris.
Complain about the jump being floaty is fine, but complain about the fact that he like moves when he lands.
No, I think he just moves too much for how the physics are designed. No, how the jumps are designed, rather. Like, if you had just a little bit more space, or you moved a little bit less when you fell, it would be fine. But there are just some sections where it's really hard to time when you're supposed to hold back on the D-pad, hold the other way on the D-pad to cancel some of your momentum before you land. Otherwise, you're gonna go flying off of the platform, and it can get really very annoying. Especially when you're way up high in a freaking room and you fall all the way down. That's like 2-3 minutes gone. So.
No, it just sounds to me like you're not good.
No, you've never played this game, all right? You can't comment. Like, until you play this game, until you tell me that the physics were just fine in all respects, then you could say get good. But until then,
I feel like you now need to edit in a clip of Ego Raptor going, but to some people, this control scheme is unacceptable.
No, I'm not saying it's unacceptable. It's like, it's not.
Also, you died.
Yes!
You literally just ran.
Excelsior! Nah, he was done with the jump physics too. But I'm not saying it's bad, mind you. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying, like, it could have saved me a lot of frustration if it was a little bit more, I guess, tight. I would have appreciated that. Oh yeah, and here's Curly. Don't know how the fuck she ended up down here. And we never do find out, actually.
Well, I mean, she just said that she got tossed down here by Misery too.
Oh, she did? Never mind.
Way to go.
Fuck me. Okay.
You-
Never mind. Oh my god, I probably lost the trust of everyone watching this. I'm sorry.
Like she just said, oh,
You're
that
implying-
witch threw you down here, save is me. And
Okay,
who
well,
threw
I
you
guess
down
I
here,
totally missed
misery.
that.
So you know.
Cause like, no, if I replay a game, I don't bother with the dialogue. Oh yeah, here's an interesting section. In order to get up where I'm trying to go, you actually have the damage boost. And I actually had to watch like another playthrough of this to figure out that that's what you had to do. Cause I didn't even know there was anything up here. Yeah, I saw the chest, but I didn't really.
Can I make fun of you for how slowly you let the opened the treasure chest dialogue box go, but how quick you let all the dialogue go?
I mean, nothing stopped you before, so.
I mean, just like in this, just all the dialogue that you should be going quick through because it's the same thing every time. You're like, I'm gonna let every letter type out.
Well, okay, here's the thing though. That's the first time I've ever gotten that item, so I didn't know what it was. So that's why I was reading it.
Oh no, I mean like with the save and when you just went to sleep for a little bit, it was just like, do you want to save?
That might actually be the game, cause I tend to mash buttons when any text is on the screen for whatever reason. So that might actually be the game. And here's Balrog if he went to Home Depot and got a little too rowdy in the paint section. Seriously, this is pretty much just. I
totally expected that to go somewhere completely different.
Oh well, I'm sorry to disappoint, but no, this is like the exact same model as Balrog, only bubbly and black.
It's
and,
a recolor.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the word I was looking
You
for.
know shit gets real when you see enemies with a darker recolor.
Oh yeah. But he's not even hard. Usually recolors are harder than what they're recolors of. But that was actually way easier than Balrog. Or maybe it's because I have the sword thing. Actually, that's probably it because I was spamming that a lot. This is I feel like I missed something. I did miss something. I was supposed to talk to Curly again, but I forgot. So I'm going to have to be coming back here after going through this section, which is a little bit of a bitch. But I don't actually mind this part so much. This part actually I found kind of clever. Like how you have to jump around the tunnel at the right time in order to get around the block. I actually found that kind of clever. So this game does not it doesn't fail in all its platforming by any means. There are a bunch of legitimately challenging platforming sections that I think are executed well. It's just that some of them that can get really annoying, and just because it does some of them well doesn't mean you can't say when it doesn't. So, but there's actually a boss coming up. It's a really weird boss. I don't know what he was thinking when he made this thing. It's gonna catch up to me in a second. But yeah, there is it's a tank-like thing, and there is actually, well, we'll see it when I beat it. But what you have to do is you have to wait for it to go around and then open up, and then you can attack it. I'm not actually sure what's the best weapon to use for this one. I use level 3, what's it, King Sword, but I don't know. It's debatable on as to whether that's easier than level 2 King Sword, because I'm not even doing any damage here.
Yeah.
I think you have to destroy all the eyeballs first before you can do any damage, and level 2 might be more efficient for that if you can press the button quickly enough. But now I'm doing damage. So
Kind of reminds me how in Splatoon there's the ink brush. That's amazing if you can press the trigger fast enough.
yeah. And I'm a decently good masher. I always win those Mario Party games.
Yeah.
Where you have to hit the button really fast.
Oh god,
I always win those.
Oh,
Never
well-
get to Mario Party.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll
Because
see.
I think
It's
the
on.
percussionist can do it faster because I change how I'm holding the controller.
No, I do too. Like, I vibrate my finger.
Oh, you've got the stupid string advantage.
Damn right.
You've got the vibrato advantage. I have the roll advantage.
Well, see, I do it with my right hand, and you do vibrato with your left hand, so that doesn't actually help me.
Yeah. Well, no, I use both
Wait.
hands.
Oh!
Get on
Oh!
my level.
This part, don't go down! Do not go.
down.
That was Professor Booster. If you go down and you talk to him, you screw yourself out of the best ending in the game.
Yeah. It sounds
I
like some
see why that's
Silent
kinda
Hill
dumb.
Until Dawn level shit.
See, I fucked up there, and now I had to reset the game in order to, anytime now. I reset the game, because if you fall down there, if you see him, then it's over. Like, you cannot get the best ending in the game, and you can't
Then-
get back up.
Why wouldn't you just cut that?
I mean, like, it only took a second.
That's seconds that we could have been shaved off of the 30-minute time on the
Well,
video.
I was talking, it's fine. This is where I find out that I needed to talk to Curly, in order to trigger her, because she's supposed to be there when you get there, and she's supposed to, help you move the boulder. But this is another one of those examples of the game having really very specific flags that you need to deal with
This
in
is why
order.
you
I
talk
can
to
at
everyone
least-
always.
Say what?
I can at least agree that there's absolutely no reason that you would think you would need to talk to Curly another time, but just talk to everyone always.
Yeah, like that. But I
Sometimes
hate that. I
more
hate
than
that
once
design.
because they'll say something different.
Like,
Yeah,
but
I keep
like
talking
I
to
already.
people until they say something different usually.
Yeah, but
That's like
this is so annoying though.
extremely true.
Like,
that's
and now she's
extremely-
gone. I
That's
just left. I went back, and now she's fucking gone.
That's extremely true in Dark Souls too. 'Cause it's just like there are certain characters that you need to have them follow you places in order to progress through the game at all, and you would never know that you need that character for anything ever.
Like,
But you need to talk to them like 20 times before they'll, teleport to wherever they want to be next.
no, like I hate that. Like, it's one thing if you have to talk to people to gather information about something, but if I have to talk to people in order to do something that has nothing to do with me talking to that person, that just screams like kind of. I don't want to say lazy, but it's not. I think it could be a little bit more intricate and a little less transparent because it's just so obvious. Oh, I talked to this person and now they're here. Oh, I did this and now I can do that. And without logical progression, you can do that.
That character portrait made no sense.
Yeah, it never does. But he was going to help you, and this is one of those moments that's supposed to. Oh, Polrog's not necessarily a bad guy. He just
See, that
misunderstood.
seemed more like Bobobo level of humor, where he had no intention of helping you from the beginning because he came here to not help you, but then he starts to help you because it's humor.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
he gets mad about it because Bobobo humor.
right. But then he does end up helping us, and that's supposed to tell us, oh, maybe he's not such a bad guy. But he killed Taroko, so I don't forgive him.
But wasn't he being kind of controlled by the doctor? That's what I believe.
I mean, yes and no. Yes, in the sense that he has to listen to the doctor, but no, in the sense that he didn't have any qualms about it at all. He was like, "Yes, sir! I'm gonna go do this with emphasis." Blah blah blah.
Well, if he has to listen, like,
I don't know.
Like,
I don't know. I just wasn't attached to the character, so I don't care.
I wonder if the letters mean anything or if they're just there.
What letters?
Like Labyrinth M, Labyrinth W.
Oh yeah, like I don't know what that's all about.
Labyrinth B. It's just kind of there. It's like, is that just to tell them apart, or does that stand for something?
I mean, they are in alphabetical order, right? At least.
I don't think so, because this is M, and we've already seen W.
Oh. well, shit. I don't know, and it
Maybe
doesn't.
they are in alphabetical order, but you just got lost.
It is a labyrinth.
Well, no, because you had to pass through W to get here.
No, maybe there's another way.
Maybe.
I think he was just choosing random letters, personally.
Could be. Or maybe
it was
they
a
mean something and we're all just dumb.
Yeah, because this was originally in Japanese too. And they had to like, someone made a patch to Englishify it, but I don't know, because it would be curious. I'm curious to see what it was when like you know, it wasn't Japanese. If they have like, you know, English letters.
I love how the game rules just straight do not apply to her.
Oh yeah. I'm
Like,
Curly.
I don't
Fucking
actually have a
Spike.
problem with this at all. I just find that fun.
Like, she's decked out with something that I would like, maybe. So, you know, if I could get past.
Hey, don't mind me. I'm just gonna fly over walls.
And yet she doesn't do all the work for
Yeah.
you. Like, she went ahead just now, but she came back and like, it's really okay if you go and you kill everything for me. That's really okay, Curly. I'm fine with that. Like, I will not fault you. This is the only time you get to play. I guess it would be interesting if there was like a co-op type thing that had to do.
Yeah.
With it. I mean, like, you know, this doesn't have like dual controller support, but it would
Maybe
be
that's
interesting.
something they could add if we maybe made a quote amiibo.
Oh
Quote
yeah.
for Smash!
Quote for Smash! But, you know, that would have been interesting. Like, if you could go through the whole game as both Quote and Curly, I think that would be an interesting add-on to just, because, you know, in the Cave Story Plus, they have a Curly mode where you can play as Curly instead of Quote. But, like, I don't know, I think it'd be really fun if you can play as both. Because, you know, clearly the game can handle it because, you know, you have this going here. But yeah.
Is there an underwater level?
Yes.
Okay. Because I was
Kind of.
questioning the use of the air meter.
Yeah. That will come into play actually in a narrative sense in a little bit once I get through this section. But yeah, you can't stay on. Curly can stay underwater indefinitely because of course you can. But you
She
can't.
has a bubble.
Yeah. You can't right now. If you do for too long, like I think water like saturates the interior of your like exoskeleton or something, and you get waterlogged and you automatically shut down to protect like the circuitry or something.
I forgot you're a robot.
Yeah. So it's not like we're holding our breath. That's just how long we have before, you know, automatic shutdown. But yeah, there is kind of a water level, and it's super fucking annoying. But not for the reason you think. It's annoying because we'll see this eventually. But there are currents under the water, so it's not just like platforming in like a slow environment. There are currents going every which way. And that makes it, like, you see, we're passing over one of the currents right now. That's not one of the currents that we're going to be seeing, but it's the same mechanic where you just have a bunch of things pushing you around, and it can get really annoying because you basically don't really have much control at all.
So I know I already called attention to this, but I just have to point out again. Curly was over there like, oh, I can't jump over this wall. That's okay, I'll just jump higher.
The rules don't apply at Curly Brace! But yeah, if we could have her invincibility, man, oh man.
You see a button, press it.
And she was, yeah, you thought there was going to be a platform there, bitch? No. But yeah, do not go down. If you go down, Jesus
I can
Christ.
already tell from before that you can't get back up.
Yeah. You could if you had see, if you go down, you talk to Professor Booster where I skipped him. You get an item that allows you to jump higher. So you could, in theory, get back if you had that, but I skipped over it because I don't want I want the good ending.
Good endings.
There's a completionist episode on this. I don't remember a lot from his review. All I remember is that this game gets really hard at the end.
Yes! Yes, it fucking does!
Hard enough for a guy who completes games for a living to call it hard.
Yeah, no, like, I would hedge a guess. I would say this is actually the hardest game I have ever beaten. And that is saying something because it gets really, Jesus, it's really difficult to describe when you don't know what it looks like, but it gets pretty intense, and it gets intense all of a sudden too, because like it's the epitome of difficulty spikes. Like there's no lead up, there's no warning.
Yeah. Just all of a sudden, bam! This game is now much harder.
Yeah, like, and there is an option, like you can. If you get to the good ending and you don't want to feel like being the final level, you can actually go back in time and just finish the game normally. But that's just insulting. So.
Okay, does it really matter that one shutter was half open?
No.
Because it looked like it was 80% open.
No, we could get through. We could clearly get through.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why that was an issue. But just another thing. Like I don't understand this room in general. It's just walking around, pressing buttons, walking around, shooting the shutters. I don't think this room was really needed. Because now we have to lower the lift, and now we have to go underwater, so we can press another button, and then we can, and then the water makes it slower. It's just padding. I think maybe he was trying to build atmosphere.
I mean, I would say that it's working. This place is kind of cool.
I mean, like,
I like the music.
The aesthetic is nice, but, like, I'm distracted by, I guess, the tedium.
Just kind of like, why do I have to do this?
Yeah. Like, so it's kind of lost in translation.
Get red key to open green door.
What does the sense make? But believe it or not, we actually have another. The boss structure of this game is really weird. Because, like, the first level we had, you know, the level and then the boss, but now it seems like bosses just come whenever they fucking want to. It doesn't seem like there's a logical division between. I mean, I guess we went through a level just now, but I feel like that was more part of the level we are already in. It's not really a complaint. I don't really, you know, dislike that.
I like how they're implying how many robots have died here.
Yeah. Yeah, this is one of the examples.
She goes and says it. That actually is just a little bit disappointing.
Now that picture that's fucking disturbing.
I can't help but notice that Curly has a tendency to get knocked out before big fights.
Has that happened before this? I mean, she's awake now.
Yeah. There we go.
But,
it happened with... Oh, who did it happen with? I can't remember now. It wasn't even that long ago. God, I can't remember.
Oh, with Balrog.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right. Now we get to fight a giant sesame seed.
I'm not really sure what this is.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck.
Interesting.
This is supposed to...
That's what.
What?
I said interesting. That's what it is.
Yeah. It's okay. It's actually called the Heart of the Island. It's like a magical entity or something that keeps the island in the sky.
And it looks like a bunch of coconuts.
Yeah, like I don't understand what it's the logic behind the design. I think maybe he just started drawing and then he ended up with an oval and he put some eyes in it.
I think, considering what you just told us though, that killing it is probably a bad idea.
Yes, actually. It is, but you know, it attacked us and we have a gun, so you know, logic.
And you're locked in, so self-defense.
Had to. I mean, I guess we could reason with it. Hey, I like ovals. I like ovals as much as the next guy. Can't we just talk about this?
Curly is literally not even helping at this point. She was stuck up there.
Yeah, like she can fly, and I
You
was
have
not watching my
drowned.
health meter that right now, so I drowned. So that's an example of what happens when you drown.
Yeah, probably don't leave drowning in too much. It takes forever.
Yeah.
Not that you can change it in retrospect, but you know.
Yeah. Oh, Misery looks so pissed. And I love how Curly's like yelling at Misery. Those children better be safe, or I'm gonna kick your ass. But her sprite looks so happy-go-lucky. Like, those children better be safe, huh? Well, that must have been an interesting sound to listen to. But so yeah, this is actually where the bubble comes in, because there's no way out of here. We are locked in, and now we just have to black out.
Now, earlier you drowned and died, but no, that's totally,
Yeah, and now
totally
we have
not a problem this time.
now we have some heavy-handed exposition. I skipped it, but
Yeah,
what
you
that
did
says.
skim it. I literally didn't get the last 3 sentences.
Okay, it's
3
basically
lines.
saying, did you know there was a person named Balos who was a magical wizard person?
Yeah, it said Jenka had a brother.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's all it said. It wasn't like I don't
Oh, no,
understand.
there were sentences after that.
Like you have this like you have like all these signs of, you know, what's happened with this island. And you know, you had like in that room we were just in, you had the robots that you know, kind of suggested there was a massive battle or something. You get a lot of hints. And then this game goes and just slaps you in the face with exposition, and I'm like, did you just could not think of a way to put that in a little bit more clever? I don't know, but again, this was designed by one guy, so you have to come to slack. But I don't know, you were doing so well before, you know.
It was
No,
probably one of his
honestly,
earliest projects, too.
No. We had no idea what was going on for the first few episodes.
Well, I mean, like it's
Well, regardless, should probably sign out.
yeah, we can talk about this in the next part.
We could finish this next time.
Yep.
Okay.
Bye bye.